Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to your February reading. Let's go ahead and see what comes through for you, starting with our Moonology deck. So, Capricorn, what do you need to know for February 2025? Okay, this says a time to give rather than take. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be like you are of service to people or anything like that. It just, I think we should think of this card a little bit more in terms of the masculine and feminine energy. So it's more a time to create, to be ambitious, to kind of carve your way in the world, as opposed to tap into that feminine and kind of just be in that receptive mode. The reason for that is because we have Jupiter and Mars both stationing direct this month. So it's actually kind of a powerful month for us. And we do have something going on with Venus, but she's going to be moving into Aries, which is also a Mars ruled or very masculine sign. So just that masculine energy is taking precedence right now. So it's not really a time to just sit back and wait for the universe to do things. I think we really have to put things in gear. We have to give of ourselves. We have to put time and energy and attention and investment into things so that they can genuinely grow. Okay? So let's see what comes through with the Animal Spirit deck for Capricorn. What is it that Capricorn needs to know here? Okay. I don't really... I always feel like I should take this card out, but it's the Wasp Spirit. And it says, sometimes life stings. Okay? So maybe there's going to be some like of an event or some occurrence that happens that just may not really go according to plan, or someone may disappoint you or something along those lines. But maybe that's why the masculine energy is so important right now, is because you really just have to keep chugging through. If you were in a more receptive mode and life came in and offered you some lemons, if you will, it might kind of put you in that kind of more helpless place, and I don't think we need to be in a helpless. There's no point in that. This is about problem solving and being effective and productive and putting our times and talents to good use and, actually creating something. And so no matter what happens, no matter what stings, okay, with the Wasp Spirit, I think we can really turn that around in any way that we have to in order to make it be what we need it to be. So this is about making magic, to be honest with you. This feels very magical to me, but it's, not waving a magic wand, but this is you taking something, spinning it around and making something beautiful from it. Okay. So let's see what else comes through with Capricorn. So what is it that Capricorn needs to know for February? We'll get a little more detail here. Okay, with the Fool, Six of Cups, and the Six of Swords. Okay, well, so far with these three cards, I'm not really seeing the sting here, and maybe we won't see that with the tarot cards. Well, maybe I'll pull 9 cards and I have no idea what that's connected to, and that's fine. We'll just leave it because it's what organically came out for you. But the Fool is really about jumping off that cliff, right? Taking that risk, putting yourself out there in the world. I like the Fool because he's so expressive. It's raw, it's authentic. There's no filter here. You can really just be yourself. And this is, I think, where Capricorn needs to be, because this is a place where you're going to thrive. This is a place where money's going to come in. This is a place where people are going to want to be a part of what you have going on. And that's where real success and fulfillment is going to be found. Now, the thing with the Fool is there have been a lot of obstacles that have been overcome. So you're a little bit more free at this point. But I also know that there are more and different obstacles. I mean, all of life has the ups and downs. But because of what you have overcome and what you have conquered in the past, it does seem that even though right, intellectually, that there are challenges or whatever, there's no fear. Okay, there's a fearlessness, and I think that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful gift as well. So now we have the Six of Cups, which does feel like there's a connection to the past. This is often quite a nostalgic card. There's also an element of generosity and giving. Okay, we see that here. But I do kind of see you being in the place of the giver, right? So this is you. Now, again, keep in mind, I'm not, this card is not about self-sacrifice or martyrdom, all right, where you give so much of yourself that you lose yourself or anything like that. Okay, this is about helping people that you love and care about and you want to see succeed, whether you teach them something, whether you offer them an opportunity, whether you guide them in the right direction, you introduce them to someone, whatever the case may be. But there is some kind of a beautiful exchange that goes on here. But remember, like I said, there is kind of a past type of connection that's coming through. We often see an element of nostalgia. So, I mean, maybe there is someone from your past or some like an old friend or a really old business contact or something that also kind of comes back into play. But I don't know how relevant that is. I guess we'll see what the rest of the reading has to say or how that really ties in. I don't know why that card is coming. It just kind of feels like it's just kind of there. So we'll kind of move on and we'll kind of come back to it and see what comes out. But the six of swords definitely feels like you're moving on from something. I mean, both of these cards are kind of moving in the opposite direction from that Six of Cups. So I mean, even if you're helping someone or if there is someone from the past, whatever it is, I don't think you stay here for very long. I think this is just kind of a little blip on the radar. It comes in, it goes out, and then you are merry on your way. Six of Swords is a very peaceful transition. Now, you bring all your swords with you, right? There's a lot of swords in that boat, and there may be other people involved as well. But it's not a fast, choppy kind of process, okay? This is controlled, simple, low key. We're just transitioning. We're just moving away. So if there is something from the past coming up, it's not like there's any kind of a big blowout or anything like that. It's just like we're kind of diverging. We're kind of going in our own separate ways. And there does seem to be some kind of a drifting happening away from something that is anchored in the past. Okay. There's also kind of a little bit of a spiritual evolution that often happens with the Six of Swords too. And maybe there's just kind of this moment where you realize how different you are and how much you have changed and what a different person you are and how different life is going for you as opposed to someone else or whatever. And actually, maybe now that I'm looking at this life stings. Maybe you're not the one being stung. Maybe you're the one doing the stinging. Not that you're being rude or mean or anything here, but again, I don't see you meddling too much with that Six of Cups. I don't see you getting too involved there. I see you drifting away. So maybe that's going to be hurtful for someone else or something. I'm not sure. But again, in light of the masculine energy that we need to display, this is a time to kind of put yourself first and put yourself forward and focus on your own ambitions right now. So I don't know how much you really can be there for people. I mean, obviously the ones that are really close to you, sure. But if it's some rando from the past, like, hey, good to see you, bye, kind of thing, is kind of how I'm seeing. Okay, so again, yes, the second row. Again, not really seeing where the sting thing is coming from, but that's okay. Two of Cups. I really do like partnership energy for you right now. Okay, we have Jupiter stationing direct on the 4th, and we have Mars stationing direct on the 23rd. And Mars is stationing direct in your 7th house, which is the house of partnership. So I suspect that partnerships have been accentuated. Maybe for some of you it's marriage, some of you it's not marriage, it's some other kind of business or professional relationship or project relationship or whatever, but it seems to be a continued theme with the Two of Cups. Now, I like the Two of Cups. There is compatibility, shared vision, shared intellectual connection, high quality communication and conversation. There's depth here as well. So whoever it is that you are joining with, or maybe you're already joined, but I do think that relationship is accentuated this month. And it seems to be helping you with your kind of new fool's journey that we're seeing here at the very top. Maybe this is a counselor or an advisor, or maybe there is someone with whom you need to confide. And again, we all need that once in a while. We need the feedback, we need the reality. See, the thing is that about halfway through the month, okay, the 14th, Mercury moves into Pisces. And Mercury moving into Pisces is not a great placement for Mercury. He's officially in detriment here. And because Pisces can be so distorted, and there's a lot of delusions and stuff that can happen here, or illusions, if you will, it's really, really helpful to have that feedback mechanism, right, from someone else. And I would say maybe this is not a time to trust your perspective entirely. Okay, you can trust your gut and your soul and everything, but let's make sure that we're thinking well enough, and I think having an outside perspective is going to be especially helpful for you, Capricorn, as you start to make heftier decisions for the months to come. Because I'm looking at this Justice card and I'm seeing the balance of the scales. And now this card could be maybe the sting a little bit, because sometimes there's massive adjustment that happens here with the Justice card. And those adjustments can be a little bit abrupt or a little brutal. And maybe these relationships here are helpful for you to keep a level head as you are going through this adjustment period or this adjustment process, okay? Again, I do see you detaching from the past, so I don't think that these are the same necessarily. I see you maybe helping out a friend or something, but these are different people, I would say, okay? Because I don't like how these are moving away from the Six of Cups. It feels like there's a detachment going on, but there's not a detachment here. So there's a lot of outflow with this, and then a lot of inflow here with this. So a lot of fluctuation there. Again, another adjustment. So Justice means that there are going to probably be some big decisions, some big choices that are placed before you, and you're going to have to think things through logically and rationally. And again, having that feedback will be beneficial. With the Two of Coins, there does seem to be, first of all, it seems like you've got a lot going on, and maybe you're juggling a lot and trying to keep a lot up in the air. But I also often see this card as a process of prioritization. You're going to have to decide which tasks and people and things have higher priority than others. Again, maybe another sting where you kind of say, I can't do this right now. I can't talk to you. I can't spend time with you. I can't dedicate my investment here. I can't. And it's not that you actually can't. It's that, it just doesn't make sense for you and your goals. Because with this Fool, he's got somewhere he's wanting to go. There is a goal in mind. And I suspect, Capricorn, that you do have some type of a goal that is important to you, that you want to accomplish, and that maybe there are things that are kind of in the way. So again, with the help of your partner or your feedback mechanism here, you will be able to discern which things need to be prioritized and which ones need to be deprioritized, or maybe taken off the list altogether and completely removed. There may be an element of removal, especially with Pisces so active. There is an element of sacrifice that often comes through there. So we may need to put some things on the chopping block and just say, nope, this is a definite no at this point, okay? So what else, Capricorn? What else do we need to see here for February 2025? We have the Two of Swords. My goodness. What is going on with all of these, like, left, right, two scales, two coins, two swords, two cups? I mean, it's like, and then we have a Libra card. Okay, there is massively something going on with choices. Huge. Big choices, big decisions. Maybe even for some of you, life-changing ones, although maybe not necessarily, but maybe life-changing ones. Some of you may be actually dealing with a court system or some kind of legal situation where there is some kind of ruling or a mediation or something that's going on, so a settlement that you're hoping to get, something like that. I feel like there could be some news with that this month if there is something like that. But even here, Two of Swords, another cross. I mean, I feel like this whole bottom section, these whole two rows, it's just like there's all these crossroads and choices and things balancing and a lot of adjustment going on. See, the blindfold here kind of bothers me. This is yet again, so this is like as we enter Pisces season, the sun comes into Pisces on the 18th, and it feels like almost immediately it's like, oh, we can't see at this point. So again, even more importance on that Two of Cups to bounce stuff off of, to talk to. Please talk to someone, talk to people. I would not be making decisions entirely alone right now. Just simply because, again, I don't think we're just seeing things entirely clearly. Mercury is in Pisces. It's not an ideal place. And we have to trust that, I mean, we just have to trust. We have to trust that we're making the right decisions, but I don't think we're ever going to really know. So having the outside feedback, I think, will help with some validation. Like, again, if they agree with you, then yes, it will validate you. But if they disagree with you and they offer a counter opinion, it will kind of get you thinking and kind of say, well, maybe I should consider it from their perspective a little bit, and that can kind of change the course a little bit. And that could be a good thing, because then maybe it keeps you out of an issue. It keeps you out of a sticky spot. But even still, the blindfold here, it does bother me, because I still, even still with the feedback, there's still going to be questions of like, am I doing it right? Is this the right choice? I don't know. Now, I am happy we got the Capricorn card here, but it does feel like there is something tough for you to contend with here as we enter Pisces season. Now, keep in mind that we do have Saturn and Neptune starting to come conjunct in Neptune as well. So we're going to continue to talk more and more about that as the months go on. But this Saturn-Neptune thing, it's really going to impact you because it's your ruling planet. And there does seem to be a massive identity shift going on, and kind of a shedding of a lot of structure or a lot of infrastructure, okay? And so for you, I think there are a lot of rules and a lot of ways of being that you have upheld for a very long time that right now are kind of under the microscope, because they don't necessarily jive all that well with this new venture that you're trying to, to initiate. So you're trying to jump off this cliff here, but there does seem to be something from the past again that's just sort of heavy and clunky, and it seems very obsolete, out of date. It's like mailing a letter when you could send an email, like in a business setting, right? Why are you sending letters when you could just send an email, kind of thing? It's just very clunky technology almost. But it's also hard to let go of. It's hard to completely detach from it because we got these chains around your neck. There does seem to be something keeping you there. The Queen's back is turned on the Devil, though, which means that there is a level of determination on your part, Capricorn, to find a way out. I mean, a lot of this suggests finding a way out. You're deprioritizing things, you're shifting everything around, you're getting feedback, you're making choices, you're choosing pathways, but then immediately, boom, you run into this wall and you're like, oh man, I really thought that I could and I actually thought I was going to get away with this reading without a really hard card. I really did. I was like, I don't know what this means really. I was trying to make it fit. Now it kind of fits, right? Probably in Pisces season where something comes out and it's like, what is this? This isn't, I was trying to avoid this. I was trying to get away from this. I was trying to create around this. And yet it is something that you have to confront. Okay, so maybe it is an ego issue or a pattern issue. It is a way of life for you, or it is someone else. Maybe there's another personality that's very difficult that you have to contend with as well. But see, the Queen of Swords, I think, is here turning her back on this devil and finding solutions and finding. Now, the discernment here is crazy. We've got the Libra card and like two Libra cards, really. This is also a Libra card. Libra, the scales back and forth, back and forth. I feel like there's an element of indecisiveness going on, which is so unlike Capricorn. This does not feel really all that much like your energy. So you may feel a little kind of out of your element here, because you're like, I don't understand why am I like this? It's so agitated. Mars stationing direct, 7th house, across from you. Okay, Pisces season, yes. Mercury in Pisces also, yes. But also Mars stationing. And Mars is a really important planet for you because it's your exalted planet. It's not just any planet, right? This is an exalted planet for you. It's opposite of you. It's in its sign of detriment or fall. So it's not, it's just not an ideal situation. So it's going to turn around. There will likely be some event that shows up and you have to figure out how to navigate through this. The Queen of Swords is going to think things through. I think you're really thinking things through, and she will take her time. She will analyze, collect all the evidence. She'll take everything you've got, show me everything, let me think about it, let me read it, let me look at the numbers, all of it, and then I will decide. This feels like a decision that maybe you are kind of trying to avoid with all this rearrangement, and yet you can't really avoid it. You have to face it, you have to confront it, and you have to do something about it. And I think this is the time when you do. So as we enter Pisces season, it should all be resolved. Well, when we enter March specifically, it should all be resolved, especially when we have Venus stationing retrograde on March 1st in Aries. So, I do kind of get the sense that things are going to start turning around, but for the sake of this February reading, just know that there is some kind of a bigger decision that came through. One that you were trying to mitigate ahead of time, I suspect. But I just don't know that all this reprioritization and stuff and all these adjustments that you were making was really enough. Feels like there's a big correction coming your way. But again, the masculine energy is great to have, the giving energy, because it's going to enable you to really throw yourself into an issue as opposed to just kind of absorbing it and all that. I think you're going to tackle it and you're going to be aggressive and confrontational towards it so you can get through it very quickly. Okay. All right, Capricorn, we're going to pull out the clarifiers. All right. So for those of you who are new, we're going to pull out 27 more cards, open up each and every one of these cards. So 3 cards per card. And we're going to talk for another 25 to 30 minutes. So it's like a whole separate reading. The link for the comprehensive reading will be in the description box and the comment thread down below. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome. So Capricorn, let's see what comes through with the Fool card. What is it that you need to know with this Fool? We have the 7 of Cups, 4 of Cups, and the 10 of Wands. For the 6 of Cups, which was giving me such a weird feelings. Strength. 9 of Swords. Ace of Cups. Okay, it's kind of a mixed bag there. I kind of had a feeling. 6 of Swords. 7 of Coins. 3 of Wands. Ace of Wands. 5 of Swords, Hierophant. Ooh, Emperor, Hierophant and Emperor. That's a powerful combination. It often comes out together. Another 2 of Coins. Chariot, High Priestess. Ace of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. Queen of Cups. Page. 3 of Coins. Ten of Swords, the Tower. There's the sting. It came in later. There's the sting. Okay, another Two of Swords, a Three of Cups. Knight of Cups, Four of Wands, and the Sun. Beautiful. Okay, so this is where we're going to pick up, Capricorn. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome. Thank you so much. I hope you have a lovely February. In spite of the sting, hope you have a lovely February. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.